Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in once again to Queen Ahmadiyyah TV, More Than Meets the Third Eye. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Queen AhmadiyahShakur. You can also follow the Queen AhmadiyahShakur fan page and follow me on Twitter at DGoddess27. All right, hello, I am Bass, Yusuf, King Lejeune, TJ, Earthen, Inquiry Mind Wants to Know Truth. All right. Aaron, Capricornus, Melanated Brown, Danny, Claudette, Terry Henn, Khalid, Sonia, NR Bobbitt. Okay, Mr. Mystical Black Browns, Melanated Brown. Don't need a man, stop telling me I do. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Hello, Lee. Mark Ayers from the UK, Silent D, 100% Rotten Podcast, Phyllis Tracy, October. I see you, beloved. And so T. Woodard, let's get into it. All right, so shout out to everyone tuned into the Queen. And so let's talk about it. Hello, Ayon and GGK. Let's talk about it, beloved. So, many times we don't carry out the things that we say we're going to do. A lot of times we just talk and we have all these plans. And at the time we're saying these things, it's not like we're lying. We actually believe that we're going to do these things, but we don't. Sometimes it's because we don't stay focused. Sometimes it's because we have a lack of discipline. Sometimes other things get, become more important. And so we put things on the back burner. Some of us just procrastinate, right? And that is something that I used to always find myself doing, procrastinating. And let me tell you something. Procrastination is a deadly disease. It will absolutely kill your dream. All right? And so with that all being said, answer these questions for yourself. Do you often set goals for yourself and then you don't really do much to try to reach them? Do you find yourself, trying to do things like, for example, maybe you want to lose some weight. And then you say, okay, here's a better thing. Okay, for the January the 1st, for New Year's, many people make these resolutions that they never even follow through with. Do you find yourself doing that? Find yourself making resolutions, promises to yourself, and then later on you find out that you realize that you didn't put any effort into it? That's what a lot of people do. And as long as you continue to do that, you're not going to get anywhere. You'll still be stuck in the same rut. I had a friend once who said, this was probably like a decade ago. I had a friend who said that she was going to become a millionaire within a year. And I said, oh, okay. I didn't doubt her because when you say something, if you put your mind to it, I believe you absolutely can do it. You can manifest things, you can visualize things, and you can work towards things, right? And so I didn't believe that she couldn't do it. But what I noticed was that I didn't see her doing anything to get herself there. You see, a lot of times what people do is they ask for things, they pray for things, but they don't ever do the work. They just sit there and say, oh, God, please send me a good husband. Oh, God, please send me a good wife. Oh, God, please help me to get a new car. Now you're asking God for things that you're not even helping yourself to do. And that's very important because if you remember when you were growing up, I'm sure you heard your parents or grandparents say, God helps those who help themselves. Did y'all think that was just a joke, just a phrase, right? Phyllis says, love your teachers, Queen, grateful for this topic. Well, thank you, beloved. Thank you for your kind words and your contribution. Peace, love, and blessings to you. Now, God helps those who help themselves. This is absolutely true. You see, I told you before how I have this friend who always insists that God doesn't answer their prayers. Oh, I pray and pray, but God doesn't ever answer my prayers. Like I said before, if you're praying and asking for something, but you have no faith, no belief, you have no knowing that it absolutely can manifest and you absolutely can have it, then your prayers are not going to be answered. How do you pray to the Most High who can grant you anything, right? As long as you have faith and believe, but yet you don't have faith or believe. And then you expect things to happen and then get upset when they don't. This is all coming from within. This is all your energy. You have to release the electromagnetic energy, right? You have to release that into the universe. And then once you do that, you have to start actively working to put the wheels in motion to get the things that you want and desire. Now, here's the thing. The Most High will give you all the tools that you need to accomplish the task. But it's up to you to pick up those tools. Let me give you a parable. There was a man once, there was a flood, and he was about to drown. And so he was just praying, God, please come down here and save me. Please save me. Don't let me drown. And so then someone came by in a boat, and they were like, hey, we can help you. Come on, get in. And they were like, no, go ahead. God's going to save you. So the person looked at them crazy, and they just kept on rowing, and they got out of there. And then later, the police came by in helicopters, and they threw a rope to him. Hey, climb onto the rope. We're going to pull you up. He says, no, God's got it. God's going to save you. So then another person comes by, and they're like, listen, come on here with us. We're going to save you. I've got the life vest. I've got a floating device. Just come on. We can get out of here. No, don't worry about it. Just keep going. God's going to save you. You see, this person wanted God to do all of the work, and they do none of it except sit there and wait. And then when they drowned and died, they went to heaven. And the first thing they asked God was, well, Most High, why didn't you save me? I prayed and prayed, and I've been your good and faithful servant. I prayed, and you didn't save me. And God said, I sent a boat, a helicopter, and a raft and floating devices. You refused to take any of those things. What did you think was going to happen? And so that's how it is in life, in reality, beloveds, when you are truly an inspiration. Thank you, beloved. Thank you. I really appreciate those kind words and your contribution. Peace, love, and blessings. Speaking of inspiration, I don't want to lose my thought, but speaking of inspiration, the word inspiration, I'm glad that you said that. It makes me feel good because that means in spirit. In spirit, inspiration, to inspire, to give from the spirit. So when I'm giving you from my spirit, which is what I'm doing, and you're receiving it, that's when I know I have inspired you. So thank you for that, Terry. I really appreciate it. You just made my day. And so now, with that all being said, how do you expect to accomplish your goals and to perform certain tasks and to get through certain obstacles when you're not putting in the work? God gives us the tools. It's up to us to use them. Often, a lot of times, our problem is we don't know how to discipline ourselves. We say we're going to do things, but we want a quick fix. We want things to come in a rush. We want everything to be given to us right away. As soon as we speak it, we don't want to put in the time and effort and energy that it takes to work and achieve these things. For example, some people, they want to have a nice body. They want to have a six-pack. They want to be all fit and trim, but they don't want to work out, right? Okay, thank you, Desmond. Desmond says they're static. Are you all hearing a lot of static? Just not use the computer when I speak. Okay, some people are still putting in ones. Okay, so I'm going to tell you all what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you all what I'm going to do. I'm going to close out this broadcast, and I'm just going to have to come back. I don't think so. Your earbud mic might be rubbing up against your locks. No, I don't think so. It's under my head wrap, so I don't think so. I don't think that's it. Hold on, let me see something. Let me try one more thing. Okay, so sounds like a thumping sound. Okay, so how about now? Do you all still hear it? You all still hear it? And then let me go out one more time. Tracy said, we don't care, keep going. No, I don't want to keep going, honey, if it's static. Sound card. Okay, so how is that? Is that any better? Irvin says that's better. Y'all sure? Okay, so let me just get back into it, honey. I apologize for the inconvenience, but let me continue. So, as I was saying, Ayon, you're saying no for static or no, it's still there. Which one? Okay, thank you. Okay. So let me just continue. So anyway, as I was saying, sometimes, all right, thank you, beloved. Sometimes we say we're going to do things, and like for example, we say we want to lose weight, but then we don't want to work out. So some people go and have surgeries, right? or some people take different types of diet, and then they may lose weight, but then months later you see that they've gained the weight back, and you may find this being a problem that you have. And so usually, Kevin says, disconnect, clean out your connectors, plug back in to eliminate static. Okay. I don't think I can do that. Well, I did unplug one of them. Okay, I'm just gonna have to keep going, beloved. Sorry, you all just have to bear with it. We'll try to do better for the next live, okay? So anyway, with that all being said, some people go out and they have these surgeries, because they want a quick fix. They don't want to do the work. Some people actually try different diets, and then the weight comes back. And the weight comes back because you can't just have a quick fix. You have to put in the work, right? You have to actually put in the work. And some people aren't willing to do so. They want everything in a rush. And at the end of the day, it's all about your mind. Now, whatever you believe in your mind, whatever you think, that's what you will manifest. So if in your mind you haven't disciplined yourself to change your lifestyle, you see, it's not about just losing the weight. It's about keeping the weight off. Now, this is just an example of some things that people do where they lack discipline. So, and this is a main one for many people, because many people, some people just don't like to work out. Some people don't have the time. They find it's an inconvenience. They dread it and all those things. When you see people who are fit and healthy, those people usually love to work out. They've made it a part of their lifestyle. They've incorporated it into everything that they do on a daily basis, right? They have a specific time that they go to make sure they're working out. And it's very important to do so because that's your physical. If you want to stay healthy and in shape, and have longevity, that's a very important thing to do. And also, the same goes for your mind, for your mental, for your spiritual. You have to work these things out. That's why you do so by doing your affirmations, by meditating, visualizing, different things, practicing your breathing, doing yoga, and all of these things are for your spiritual strength, right? And your mental health. You have to not be stressed out and worrying all the time. Try to stay out of low vibrational situations. All of these things help to sharpen your mindset, your spiritual strength, your mental health, and they make you much more in tune with the universe, right? And make you more likely to, attract positivity rather than negativity, okay? Cut the meat and stop eating after 7. Right, absolutely. So short-term goals are a time easier to follow and do. Right. Now, you can set short-term goals, but the thing is, don't just set the goals, do the work to reach them. That's what you have to do, right? And then some people, they say, well, I want a better job. But they're calling off work at the job they already have. They're coming to work late. They're squandering the money that they make. And this is a lack of discipline. So whatever you're putting out into the universe is what you draw back to you, right? So if you want a better job, do a good job at the job you already have, right? Use the money wisely that you make at that job. Don't complain about the job. If you're at a job that you have to complain about every day, then that's likely a job that is killing your spirit and it's filling you with darkness inside. It's not helping you to stay positive. You find yourself at work all day in a negative mindset, and that's not healthy. So if you're working at a job that you don't like, the best thing to do is to be looking for something that you do like. And sometimes there's things that you have within you that are talents, God-given talents that you have. You could absolutely make a living from doing that. And these talents are anything that you would do, that you love to do, that you have a passion for, and that you would even do if you had to do it for free. Now, if you know what those things are or that thing is, you can use that to build wealth for yourself. Some of our people work 40 hours a week, right? And they work so hard to make money and generate wealth for someone else, but they won't put in the same time and effort for themselves. And it's very important that you do that. Some of us talk big talk and we say we're going to do this, that, and the third, and then we find ourselves weeks and months later still in the same predicament because we have not done anything that we promised ourselves we would do. It is very important that you make goals for yourself, try to achieve those goals and that you work tirelessly for yourself as you work for someone who's giving you a check every Friday. If you work tirelessly for yourself, if you are just as dedicated and determined and dependable for yourself, if you are truthful and honest with yourself, you can achieve all the goals that you set. But you have to be disciplined. You have to stay focused. And you have to, shut out the clatter and refrain from negative people who are going to talk you out of your dreams. Just because they don't see your vision doesn't mean that it's crazy and that you can't achieve it. When you have people telling you you can't do something, that's because they can't do it. Just because they can't do it doesn't mean that you can't. When you have your heart and your mind set on something, you should absolutely try until you get it. If you fail, then try again. And if you fail the second time, try again. Because at the end of the day, sometimes we only succeed after we've failed numerous of times. Some people fail and they just give up. Why would you give up? You should learn from the mistake and then take what you've learned and then try again. And if you fail again, take what you learned from that and keep trying until you get what you want. But some people aren't willing to do that. They feel like, oh, it's too much work. I don't want to put in hard work. I don't have the time. I have too many things to do. And so they just let their dreams fade away. Their goals just fade away. They're all talk. When that person told me that they were going to have $1 million in a year, I never saw them put forth one effort to do anything that would put them in a position to start generating that type of revenue. I never saw them do one single thing. That's because they were all talk. You see, sometimes we don't only say things that sound good to other people. We don't only just tell other people what we think they want to hear sometimes. Sometimes we do the same thing to ourselves. We say what sounds good to us, right? We say what we want to hear, but then we don't do what we need to do. And some people, as I've said before, some people have champagne taste on a beer budget, right? Those are people who lack discipline. They make a certain amount of money, but they want to live far beyond and above their means. They could absolutely have the life that they want if only they would discipline themselves and put forth the effort to get there. So I'm going to wrap this up. I don't want to make this long, but I just feel like a lot of times we are our own worst enemies, and we allow things like doubt, fear, procrastination, right? And naysayers. We allow those things to hinder us from progress. We allow those things to keep us stuck in a rut. It's like having concrete poured around your feet. You're just stuck in one spot and you can't move forward. You can't even go back. You're just standing there stagnant. And that's because a lot of times we just talk just to hear ourselves talking. We just talk so that we impress other people with the words that we say. But we never follow through with the actions to match those words. And so when you do that, you set yourself up for failure. If you want to be successful in life, if you want to manifest your dreams and your destiny, if you want to be your authentic, true self, the person that you were put on this earth to be, then you have to discipline yourself. You have to stay focused. You have to believe in yourself. You have to know. You have to know who you are. The knowing is very important. Remember, I told you, anything you say after the words I am is absolutely who you are. So if you say I am broke, well, you'll stay broke. If you say I am sick, well, then you'll be sick. If you say I am lonely, then you'll stay alone. So don't use negative words and connotations when you're talking about yourself. Even if you have a lack of something, right? Rather than saying that you're broke, you could say, I am waiting patiently for my money to get to where I need it to be so that I can do the things that I want to do without worry. Say that. There are some words that I hate. I hate the word no. I hate the word try. And I hate the word can't. Whether you say you can or you can't, you're absolutely right. So if you say you can't do something, then you won't do it. But if you say that you can and you believe it and you know it, then you absolutely will. The choice is yours. It's not only the words that are important, but it's the words and the actions that align together. Your electromagnetic energy sets the wheels in motion for how things turn out in your life. So if things turn out bad in a negative light, that's because you were thinking and saying and likely even doing negative things. But if positivity is what you get, that's because you are being positive, upbeat, optimistic rather than pessimistic. And you are working to achieve those goals. So with that all being said, I wish you all love, peace, and prosperity. October says actions follow words. Absolutely. Absolutely. And with that all being said, I'm going to conclude this broadcast. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I apologize for the static. I'm going to try to fix that because I may likely go live on this channel again later on today. All right. Lee Harf said, I'm working and stacking. Absolutely. Terry Hinn says, energy. Absolutely. Okay. Claudette says, thank you, Queen, for the inspiration. I'm getting ready to work out. Honey, I'm about to work out too. All right. I'm about to go work out too. So with that all being said, everyone enjoy the rest of this day. I wish you all love, peace, and prosperity. Remember to always be the change that you want to see. And the first way to change and the best way to change your circumstances, your life, and all of the things that you don't want into things that you do want is to first change your mind. All right. With that all being said, I wish you all love, peace, and prosperity. And I will talk to you all again soon.